Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a short building tutorial for any beginners in Minecraft that think they aren't good enough at building and they want to learn more. Or they just want to watch my videos, which that's kind of rare at the rate that I'm growing or at the amount of subscribers I have, amount of views I get. But I'll just be teaching you some of the basics and some of the things I learned first that helped me become who I am today. So I'll start off with some pretty simple stuff. A color palette and texture difference, where basically with this you see all these colors are roughly the same. They're all brown, and then their texture, they're all look pretty rough. So this color palette and texture, this would be good for doing something underground, making something look abandoned, sort of like a cave. This would be good. And then for this one, the textures on this, they're all roughly smooth, all relatively smooth. They're all within like the green spectrum of colors. This would probably be good for some sort of like artificial grass colors. Maybe like if you're gonna do like a golf course, these would these three right here would definitely be good. Same with like this would be for like the green. If you were to create that, same this could be also. And yeah, also you might be wondering what this big yellow wall is for. This is separating something that I'll show you after I finish talking about this one. But this one, these two you could also add for a green. This one, the texture, these four don't have the smoothest texture like these, but they still are within that color spectrum that we're going for. I would recommend this one. This one's probably this is my favorite color texture. I love using this color texture. What block did I just have there? I had brown wool. But I will be also showing you what not to do. Things that would not go with this is this. Brown terracotta, it doesn't have that rough texture. It's a bit darker than the rest of these besides the soul stand. And then with the emerald, it's just so much brighter, and it does have that smooth texture, but none of these have a specific design in them. They're either just a bit rough looking, or they're just completely flat with very hard to see textures. This just seems a bit too organized and a lot brighter than the rest of these, so I'm not gonna add that. But what's behind the wall is the largest amount of blocks that I could find that go with one color palette and texture. And I'll show you that. It actually has to do with like all the stones and stuff. Here is the huge line of different stones and grays, all those kind of textures. So you might be wondering what like these reds are for and like all these other colors. The green emerald represents what, if I were to use this texture or this color palette, is what I would use. So I would use stone, cobblestone, andesite, gravel, all different stone bricks, and then some wool. The red, or the concrete red, is what, if you've never used this color palette before, or like this kind of texture or whatever, start off with that. So I would start off with the stone, cobblestone, andesite, gravel, and these two stone bricks. If you have never used this different palette. The orange is for once you learn the simple stuff. So you would then use stone, cobblestone, andesite, gravel, the stone bricks, the slabs, and staircases. And then once you get past that and you feel like you're ready for a good amount of stuff, which is the yellow, then you would be using whatever correlates with what is there. So the new stuff would be the two moss blocks and also the iron bars and concrete, along with the two wools. Those aren't new though. But also, you might realize some of these have nothing by them, like the red. Uh, the ones that are red are the ones that don't have any. Besides that one, these are the ones that are different than the rest of them. Whether they don't fit into one of the categories, either the color or the texture. Like these ones don't really fit in with the color. Same with these ones. This has a specific design. It fits with the color, but not the texture. And then all of these have parts of them that either have a design, like these, a part that does not go with the color or texture, which is these two, the pistons, and then these ones have just the side where it emits or gets rid of items, which you wouldn't find that in any other blocks. And then lastly, if you've learned, like, if you feel comfortable using everything from the yellow, like you feel like you're ready to use pretty much everything, is the blue. So that's when you like actually start to get really good with this palette, whether you've already used it for a ton. And that's quite a lot more than what I use. I use pretty much everything that the yellow does. Yeah, I wouldn't be like a blue person yet. I'm not the best with. I'm good with finding matching textures, but colors, the way colors work, I'm not the best with matching them up specifically. This is just the largest group I could find. And also, like, the reds, these are ones that you could add in, but probably not. Like, these two, the colors are different. This one, different colors, things like that. Next up, for the next part of the video, is physics. You might be wondering, why would you need to learn physics? You probably already know physics. Like, if you throw something, it'll probably fall down to you. If you jump up, it'll fall back down, things like that. But in Minecraft, if you do something that wouldn't work in the real world, or physics would go against it in the real world, it would look really bad. So let's start with this house right here. If right away, if you figure out what's wrong with this house, you're probably pretty good at physics, and you probably won't need to watch this part of the video. But don't worry about like how good the house looks. I just tried to make it as fast as possible. I didn't put much effort into it. Just try to find what's different. If you saw what's different, it's actually this little part right here. See, if you look very closely, it's not really connected at all. It's just this little part, and it seems like it would just fall. So a way to fix that would be to either do something like this and add this in, which that actually looks a lot better, like that. Or removing this, you could do something like this, where you add an overhang on any, oh, sorry, that's my friend. You add an overhang on anything like this, and then that'll fix the problem. So I would actually recommend the other one, where you add in right here, but probably I would recommend, yeah, I'd recommend that. You could do this though, but you'd have to add it on all the sides, and you'd have to use more materials, things like that. Next, this one's probably really obvious. Hopefully you get this one almost right away. It looks very top heavy. Like, very top heavy. So, a way you could fix this is by getting rid of this part. If I get the quartz. And then add support beams like this along all four sides. I'm not actually going to do that, but because you already get the idea. But so that's the physics. The third part is vegetation and custom plant-based items. So a good way to do this is to spread around some flowers, make some sort of like used or like abandoned looking stuff, sort of like this old path. Also, a good way to decorate is use buttons as rocks. Make vines coming off of buildings. Put lots more of like double tall, 2-block tall plants, such as peonies, red or the rose bushes, lilac, things like that. Also use like beetroot and wheat, that also creates color along with other just small flowers. And then again, also use flower pots for indoor vegetation. That flower pots work really good. The fourth part, you might actually be wondering, why are you just showing these trees? It shows that you're going to do custom trees. But I'm actually going to say this to the end, or just off of my knowledge, I'm going to create my own custom trees. Or I could save it for another video. I might actually do that. For a whole, for a whole nother video, I'll make it on custom trees. And then lastly, it looks just like the color palettes and stuff, but it's the building styles. I took the most common looking colors and textures and stuff and put them into rows of what I found most. So for modern architecture in real world and in Minecraft world, I most commonly see lots of whites, like clays, terracottas, snow, iron, things like that. Also, lots of dark oak, some spruce, and then also like birch are the most common colors, along with like blue tinted glass. Next up is like a suburban and English style house, which usually you find a few, like for the front of the house, you find sort of these terracotta like clay blocks. And then also I find lots of just common wood colors, lots of wood, stone, again more wood, brick. There's also lots of brick in that style of house. And then next is the mid-century modern. The architecture modern is the things like this, like the ones where like there's overhanging stuff. Also kind of like that house. Like they don't look like normal modern houses as you'd think of them. Mid-century modern, it looks like a normal suburban house from the outside, but on the inside there's again lots of those whites and bright or dark colors. Usually just the three main colors of Minecraft. Usually just oak, spruce, birch, things like that. But also, I would add a ton more colors, but usually there's lots of paintings and like bright colored decorations in mid-century modern houses, which I didn't add those because there'd be so many. But there'd be like sort of like these colors, which these colors are for. Oh yeah, this was a colonial. I forgot to put a sign there, but it's like a colonial revival sort of. Here, I can actually real quick just search this up. I've probably already got it. Yeah, it's called a Dutch colonial revival architecture. It's commonly with the gambrel roof. It's hard to say from a gambrel roof, but it's got a 45-degree tilted angle roof with then splitting off into two other parts going towards each other at like a 40 degree angle, usually by a fireplace. And then there's also lots of dormers overhanging second floor, double hung windows with shutters, and usually two front doors, usually one on the side and a symmetrical facade front door with lots of classical woodwork too and columns. So that's the video. The next video I'll upload, which might actually be tomorrow, I'll make the episode on the custom trees. But I've been thinking, if you want me to continue doing these little like building tips and things, like sort of like this new series. I've got so many series. It's I don't know if that's a word, but series. Which is there a different plural form of series? But whatever. In this new series, I like to do something where I blow up what I hated most, setting this up for the video. And I hated this. I really hated it. I did so many different styles, or so many different like ways of building other ugly modern houses that didn't work properly. And I couldn't find them I couldn't make them very well. And then I created just this out of I was bored and I couldn't think of something, so I just made this ugly thing, monstrosity. So we're gonna blow it up. It's gonna be the new thing for this channel on building series. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, I promise. Oh my god. There we go. Alright, that didn't do much. Let's just start filling this place up. I mean, I don't really want to blow up other parts of the build, so I'm gonna... Oh god. We're already destroying parts of other builds, but that's fine. I just don't want this one getting hurt. That one's a lot prettier than this thing. That, I don't know, with like weird Z windows. But thanks for watching the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe even tonight if I do a stream. And I'll see you guys. Peace.